Jay, we've asked Mike a lot about the secondary so far, but we haven't had a chance to ask you, what have you seen from the competition there, especially at corner where you've got a lot of guys, including a couple of talented new ones?
Yeah, it's it's really cool. I think Jordan's doing a really good job with those guys. Having Des Ricks back after not practicing all spring, I think has been really, really awesome. And I think Terry Bussey's doing a great job as a freshman. But Will Lee, BJ Mays, JT, those guys, Donovan Saunders, those guys like really, really competed all spring, and so I think it's a really competitive room. I don't know. I don't think anybody in our coaching staff thinks like, man, these are the two starters right now. So I think they're competing really good. I feel really good about all of them playing. I think they'll all play some. So I think it's going to end up creating a situation where the 2, 3, 4 kids that play are really, really well prepared to play.
We'll go second row on the right side, Dolan.
Hi, Coach. I was just wondering, how do y'all envision utilizing Cassius Howell? Because we know how many good guys you have at end or whatever. So I was just curious about that.
I think Cassius is going to play a ton. I think D-line's always the one position where you rotate the most, right? So he's a really unique player, a really good player. I think he's changed his body. Since he's been here, him and I have talked a few times about the resources available here versus in the MAC. I've got a little MAC experience myself. But, I think, he's going to play defensive end. He's going to play on the edge a ton. And then I think that on the third down stuff, he gives you a lot of flexibility, as a pass rusher, as a dropper, But, man, he's going to play a ton. I think that we're going to be really, really happy with him in 12 games.
We'll go front row on the right side to Travis.
Coach, what have you seen from the new 12th man and your take on who he is as a player and a person?
Yeah, I told the defense yesterday after it got announced. I've worked here for 7 months now, 8 months, and when you're an outsider and you hear about the 12th man, you know what it means, and you come here and you really get a feeling for. I told Shamar Turner yesterday, you've been around here a lot longer than I have, but all the things I think that is embodied by the 12th man, I think that's who Nana is, right? I mean, he's truly a servant leader. He's a selfless kid. Whatever we ask him to do, he does, and I think he's a good player too. And so I think that's kind of what, in my mind, what that role is. And so he's worked really hard to become the best football player he can, and I think our kids really respect him, and I think we can point to him as a leader. Look, this is the kind of leader, the servant-minded leader we want in this football program, and I think that's who he is.
And I know Coach talked a little bit about on the offensive side of the ball. They've been able to use the helmet communicators. Defensive side, what are some of the pros and cons? What have you liked and disliked about it?
I think it's awesome. First of all, right, I don't know if there's a better college football player than Torian York to be able to have a headset communication on. So Torian's done a great job with it. We did a lot of research, Mike and myself, with NFL teams, kind of what they do with their guys on defense with it. Obviously on offense, the quarterback's the quarterback, And Tori and I have had conversations this summer about it. And then I think Scooby Williams wears one, and I think, Damian Sanford wears one too also. So all three of those kids, it's been helpful. I think it really changes the way you got to think about communication. And the hard part, the great part for us, okay, is that we play at home. It's going to be really, really loud. So we're going to try to test it out underneath those circumstances here pretty soon. But I think it's a game changer for us as far as communication, signals, all that stuff.
We'll go second row on the left side to Alex and then Brent.
What do you think the defensive line is capable of, and how have you seen Shamar Stewart in particular grow over these last few months?
Yeah, Shamar Stewart is a tremendous kid. You first meet him, you're like, oh my, this guy looks like $1 million. It's like, I told one of the NFL guys that was here that during the offseason, I said, if you gave me and you 2 hours in a lab to build a defensive end, they would come out looking like Shamar Stewart. So, but I think the jobs, Sean and Tony and Stan Watson have done with that guy is tremendous, right? He's really improved. So I think you're going to see a problem. If I'm an offense coordinator, I better know where that guy is. So I think Shamar's done a great job. But I think the D-line, I think there's a lot of really good players. And I think we're going to be able to be really fresh and attacking, and I think it's going to be a huge plus to our defense.
We'll go front row on the right side to Brent and then back behind
My question was along those lines. Coach Elko told us that Shamar and Scorton could be, and you know the history of Texas A&M defensive ends here in the past decade. He said that could be the best tandem in a while, is the way he put it. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
And just speak to that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Nick's tremendous. Shamar's tremendous. Cassius Howe is tremendous, right? Rylan Kennedy's tremendous, right? So I think obviously Shamar and Nick and Cassius have played a lot of football, right? I think Rylan Kennedy's coming along with it too. But certainly I think when Shamar and Nick are out there, those are two big. I mean, those are two NFL players, right? And that helps a tremendous amount.
We'll go back behind the lights in the middle to Tyler.
Jay, how would you say yours and Mike's kind of defensive philosophies align and mesh and just the working relationship you guys have? And then I don't know if you've decided or no, but in game, are you going to be on the sidelines up in the press box?
Yeah, I'm going to be in the press box. I've kind of gone back and forth with that, but I do think with Mike on the sideline and me in the press box, like Mike can't be in the press box. I don't think, not like we'll let him do that. But so I'm going to be in the press box. I like it better up there calling the game, and you can see it a little bit better, especially with, like I'm very confident in our staff, like the ability to communicate and drive what we believe in as our standard of excellence on defense on the sideline. My relationship with Mike and how we built this thing, we've been very similar for a long time, So a lot of it's just the terminology, but a lot of the same thought processes are there, And so I think it's been really cool. It's been great.
We'll do one more back on TV row on the left side to Donna.
Coach, you've obviously got a lot of playmakers on the defensive side of the ball, especially with Torian York especially. What makes him such a special player and at such a young age with just a year of experience?
Yeah, I think he's a testament to what hard work produces, right? Like in every facet, he is ate up with becoming the best football player he can be. So it's the weight room, it's his diet, it's everything. I think he's moving better than he at any point last year, and I think he's stronger than he's ever been. I mean, he's changed his body, but like the amount of time he puts in, the single-minded focus he has with football, I think is rare, and I mean it's elite. So that's why. That's how. I mean, I think sometimes when you have a kid like him, you shortchange the fact that he is a really good player athletically, right? But it's the other stuff that makes him like special.
We'll go second row on the right side to Carter.
Jay, I know Shamar Turner said that he gained, I think, 30 pounds this offseason, and obviously the move to D tackle, probably important for him to do that. What do you think, plugging the middle, defending the run, how do you think he'll fare in those situations?
Yeah, I think he'll do pretty good. Yeah, I am not worried about Shamar Turner, right? I mean, he played a little bit inside last year. He's gained some weight, he's gained some mass on his body, but I don't think it's like dead set that's where the only spot he plays either. So yeah, I don't worry about his run defense when he's inside. He's a pretty good player, man.
We'll go third row on the left side and then Cease.
Coach, I was wondering if you could go a little more specifically into how you've noticed Torian communicates and how he instills that confidence in you guys to be the one to spend a lot of time with the communication that that he'll be able to get everything across.
Yeah, I mean it's how he prepares. I think anytime you're communicating to the rest of the defense, like the confidence that you communicate with, it's not like some kids they'll make a strong right. With Torian, it's very confident, and our kids know that he knows what's going on, right? So he's become like a player that not just knows what he's doing, doesn't just know what the other guy, like he knows how the offense is attacking us. He's telling them, hey, look, the last time we got this. So like he's a high level he's a high level communicator. He prepares really well, and I think the game of football makes real sense to him, and so yeah, I mean he is as close to having a coach out there as you can have right now.
We'll go front row on the left side to Cease.
So I think you named, Coach, about 3 players the offense needs to account for. So my question to you is, where's your area of concern right now going into the season?
I mean, I think that my area of concern with the defense is like the things we control, like how hard we play, how physical we play, our communication, our preparation. Like those are my concerns. I think we have good enough players to be successful. I think it's that. I think it's establishing a standard of what preparation looks like, of what effort looks like, of what physicality looks like. And I think we've got some leaders on this football team that know what it looks. I mean, I think Shamar Stewart, I think Torian York, I think Will Lee, I think all those guys know what those things are. So it's establishing that standard and meeting that standard. I think that's what drives me right now.
We'll go second row on the right side to Carter.
Mike mentioned Solomon the Shields had a huge practice last night and felt like he really had his feet underneath him. I'm wondering what you saw from him last night.
Yeah,
and
man,
the whole group too. At
he
linebacker.
I think he wasn't here in the spring, obviously, right? So the summer he worked really hard, and I think it's starting to come a little bit, right? The first day it was like, wow, this is fast, and so I think yesterday he definitely showed he's improvements. Right? I think every day it's like he's gaining ground, and really talented. Has played a lot of football, so I think he'll be I think he's gonna be a good addition for sure.
We'll go second row on the right side to Olin and then Brent.
Yeah, Coach, you spoke glowingly about the defensive end. So then my question is, beyond DJ Hicks and Shamar Turner, what do you got? What are you seeing in the interior
Albert
line?
Regis is tremendous. I think he's worked really hard. I think his physical, like the work he's put in the weight room, he's a little bit leaner, and a tough-minded, kid, right? I mean, I love that kid, man. So I feel really good about Albert Regis. I think Rodas Johnson, transfer from Wisconsin, is a big body, athletic, has pass rush skills. I think he's done a really good job. So I think we feel really good. And Josh Seliskar, who transferred in from UCF in the summer, is another big body who's playing some inside. So I think we've got some big bodies that are athletic kids. But certainly, with DJ Hicks, with Shamar Turner, with Albert Regis, with Rodas Johnson, those four we feel really, really good about.
We'll go front row on the right side to Brent.
What are the challenges of going against a Colin Klein offense?
Yeah. So we see like 4 different runs every day. But I think Colin does a tremendous job. It's conflict every play. I think Holman Wiggins does a really good job with those guys out there, like creating problems for you. So it's like it takes longer to watch. That's why I was a little bit late. It takes longer to watch the film because you're like, okay, how do you see this? How do you see that? So Colin presents a lot of problems for you, and is a great guy. So I think he's doing a great job with that offense, man.
If I could just follow up real quick, when you say you see 4 different runs, what exactly do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, just like, we're not just seeing like, inside zone and stretch. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, we're seeing all like, they're pulling this guy, they're pulling that guy, it's all, it's every run you can see. Like I tell the linebackers all the time, like, bro, we're not going to see a run we haven't seen in practice before, right? We've seen them all, and so I think he's done a great job of, building a menu, building a library of calls. Adam Cushing does a great job, getting those things blocked up. So, it's a challenge, man. It's a challenge for sure. And I think, the mindset, obviously, Kansas State did a great job running the football, right? So I think the mindset's coming, like all those things are coming, and I think it's going to be really good.